How these people prostrate, it really shocked me. So each prostration they do can be divided into 5 parts. There's crawling for 2 seconds. There's lying still on the ground for 4 seconds. There's standing up for another 3 seconds. And finally, moving forward for 2 seconds. So in total, it's just going to be about 11 seconds to finish the entire movement. Each prostration, they roughly gain 2 meters forward. So if they have 8 hours per day, it's going to be at least 82 hours or 10 days to finish the entire pilgrimage. I thought to myself, what would I do with all that time? How many movies could I watch? And how much profit could I generate? When I saw those pilgrims bowing down in front of my eyes, I feel like we are living in 2 completely different parallel universes. I got to ask myself, is it really worth it? Would I take refuge and prostrate like they did? When a lot of tourists come to Kailash, most of them just take a quick selfie. And that's pretty much it. Very few are willing to hit the trail. And I can tell many serious hikers are seeking a form of purification or even redemption. But for me, there's just so much more. Because Kailash is such an interesting place. It's a holy mountain. First of all, Tibetan Buddhism, Bon, Hinduism, and Jainism, they all believe this mountain is the cosmic center. There's also a rumor suggesting that Kailash has this time tunnel. It's said that during the World War II, the Nazis they sent an expedition team to this region to search for the tunnel so that they could alter history. I'm all curious, and I want to see it all for myself. The peak of Kailash is more than 6,000 meters. There's an outer route and there's an inner route. The outer route is actually the one that I took. It's around 54 kilometers. The inner route is shorter, but locals they insist that you have to finish at least 13 times of the outer route. Otherwise, it's just going to be inauspicious. This is actually my second time to Kailash. In 2018, I first came to the northern side of this mountain. It was an uninhabited area. In short, it was just desolate. There were scattered animal carcasses everywhere, and I even saw some traces of bear footprint. This land was barren and savage, but eventually I made my way through all by myself. So I feel rather confident this time. Now let's talk about Pancake, this Schnauzer dog. At the very beginning, he was all thrilled. He would greet all the strangers and play hide and seek with other mammals. But when we reached the Jomala Pass, our hike was only halfway through. Pancake started to show signs of fatigue. At this point, the sky started to darken. He just wouldn't walk. He began to slack off. Thankfully, I had bought a baby carrier, so I just used those baby slings to carry him down. On the way, we encountered steep slopes. They were super long and super slippery. After descent, I accidentally wandered into a giant stone array. It was so easy to twist my ankle, or to simply slip into the gaps and get all wet. When we reached the first supply point, Pancake was already very alert. He was trembling and he would bark at anything that made a sound. The shelter, unfortunately, didn't have any single rooms. So, if we stayed there, Pancake would disturb others for sure. But it was already 2 a.m. The only option I could think of at that point was just to call this local driver. I saved his phone number earlier just in case. He had an SUV, and thank God he agreed to pick me up when I called. What a relief. Now, when I reflect on the entire journey, I think I have found the answer for my question at the beginning. Whether the choices made by those pilgrims are worth it or not. Am I gonna spend that much time on this mountain simply doing prostration? I think I still have my fair share of greed and desires. So I just can't. I can't imagine myself living the way they do, especially on the mountaintop with high altitude. Also, when I saw Pancake almost surrendering his life on the Jomala Pass, when I witnessed pilgrims placing the photos of their relatives who had died on the rocks, when I knew I wouldn't die that day after the driver finally picked me up and brought me back to the town, I realized how much I actually enjoy my lifestyle. I guess the world is still a strange place, but it's also beautiful. There's just simply too much to explore ahead of me, and I gotta do it.